Hey everybody, it's Mama M, and I am late again on my video, so I already broke my promise, and I am sorry. I have Raylan here with me today, but he's kind of hiding off camera. Took a couple of minutes while the house was pretty empty, and thought I would try to get this week's video out. So I will try to answer your questions as thoroughly as possible, and as always, if you have questions that you'd like me to answer, please use one of the links that will be below the video once it is posted on YouTube. And I apologize for the shakiness, but a certain 2-year-old is rocking my chair. So let's get started.
Hey.
Hey, this is Raylan. He is my 2-year-old. And since Hope was in a video, I thought I would introduce Raylan as well. So here he is, and he's trying to get down. So say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Anyhow, it seems like I've been getting a lot of requests to answer questions about how to ground and center and close yourself off if you are empathic lately. So as an empath, I completely understand where you're coming from. It's really hard to take on the emotions and physical ailments and things like that of other people if you're not keeping yourself shut off from that. And I think I've talked about that before too. I get a lot of repeat questions, so if I give you repeat answers, I'm sorry. An easy way to distinguish whether your pain or your feelings are your own would be to examine your immediate situation. Do you have a reason to feel sad, or do you just all of a sudden feel like you need to cry? Do you have a lot going on in your life and start to feel overwhelmed, or is everything going just fine and all of a sudden you're very tense? That's usually a key indication that the feelings that you are feeling are not your own. Apparently I have some kind of a tell that my husband will not let on what exactly that is, but every once in a while I'll say, I really feel kind of dizzy, or I feel kind of nauseous, and he's like, nope, you're channeling, that's not you. And so, maybe someone around you that you can trust that knows about your empathic feelings and situations can point out, hey, I can tell that it's not your emotion or not your pain when you do such and such a thing. So once you can identify that this is indeed happening and you are feeling things empathically, then you can work on grounding and centering. Really easy ways to ground: go outside barefoot, push your feet in the dirt. Literally ground yourself. Get yourself back to a feeling of reality, connect with nature. To shield yourself, I've said it a million times, so I'll just go over it really quickly again. Use some kind of an object, a talisman, an amulet, something that you designate as your shield. As long as you are wearing this or carrying this or holding onto this or touching this, then your shields are up. So you're like the I don't know, Battlestar Galactica. Was that an actual ship? See, I don't know, techie stuff. The Starship Enterprise. You have your shields up as long as you're carrying this object or wearing this, talisman. You are protected, and so those feelings and the empathic issues will subside. A lot of people have been asking me about different herbs and things that they can plant in their gardens to use in rituals or spell work. I can't give you a clear answer on that because everybody uses things differently. I would advise, and excuse Raylan talking in the background here now. Obviously, this is not my normal video time when they're napping. You could purchase or look up an herbal grimoire, have something that explains to you what the basic uses for different herbs and spices are, and then you can determine which things you need to grow, which things grow in your climate, your environment, your season. I have absolutely nothing to talk about as far as herbs because I have a full 2 trays actually of herbs that sprouted from seeds, all kinds of stuff. Hi. He's trying to get in here. But I haven't even been able to actually go outside and plant them in my garden because, like I've said before, I'm in northern Nevada and the weather just isn't ready to accept plants yet at this time. We finally got over all the snow, and I got all excited to go out this weekend and plant, and we got a series of thunderstorms, and it's rained almost 4 days solid now. So no plants in the ground. My poor little seedlings are starting to die, and I am desperately trying to keep them alive. So I'm not a green thumb by any means, and I plant herbs that I like to cook with, and if I can use those also in spell work and rituals and things, then that's just an added bonus for me. So, you can always tweak spell work and rituals and things to work for what you do have. So don't ever feel like you have to have all of these ingredients or it's not going to work. Nothing is set in stone that way. The easiest spells, honestly, are things that you just write down on a piece of paper, focus your energy for a few minutes, and then burn to send into the universe. You don't have to put a whole lot of, as long as the intent is there. I'm all over the place today. As long as the intent is there, if you're missing different items to help focus all of that energy, you're still going to get the result that you desire as long as you bring harm to none, of course. So don't stress about not having every single thing that you need. And, of course, if you are looking for specific herbs, no matter what, I have a ton of them available to me through my web store. They're actually a drop ship, but they are priced lower than anywhere else that I've found. So you can get just about anything from me, and if you don't see it and you need it, as always, just send me over an email and I would be happy to get it for you. One of my very loyal and repeat customers, Philip, has sent me a couple of emails recently about the astral travel video that I've done and his own experiences with astral travel or very vivid dreams of a sort. He's talked about when he gets to a meditative state, in order to achieve the travel or the experience, he sees someone there, and he has a hard time with the features and things like that, but he knows that this person is there and he can't seem to make communication, and it leaves him very confused and curious. So he was looking for some advice on, how do I make the connection with this person or this being? What are they there for? What is their intent? What is their purpose with me? What are they trying to tell me? And because that's his own experience, I have a really hard time explaining that. It honestly seems like this is some kind of a guardian spirit or spirit guide who is here to try and tell you something or show you something, but the connection is just, fuzzy. It's like AM radio. You kind of hear it sometimes and most times you don't. So the meditative part of it, he's getting to that certain point and then he just can't get any farther and he just can't spark that connection. And, he and I talked about it a little bit. Philip, if you're watching, hi. And it seems like he kind of sorted it out on his own. Sometimes the easiest way to solve a problem is to talk it out with somebody and then you come to your own conclusion and figure it out all by yourself. You just had to say it out loud. Another thing, too, he talked to me a little bit about some issues in his past and a theory that he had that a traumatic experience in his earlier days led him to believe that that plane of existence may have ceased to exist. He actually died and then continued in another plane. And I know that's a little bit fuzzy, but my husband has the same kind of theory, so I understand what he's saying with that. Tim will tell me all the time, I have this vision of I fell through the pier in Pismo Beach and I drowned, but then I continued. So did I really drown? And I'm remembering that, and then this plane of existence starts over. It's a very common belief that we just have all of these different planes of existence, and we exist on so many different levels. And just because we die on one level doesn't mean that we don't continue on another level. And that's Raylan's dirt bike over here in the living room. Pretend dirt bike, but noisy nonetheless. So there's a lot to it, and I'd really like to hear your opinions on that. What does everybody think about the theory that we exist on multiple planes, and that if we die in one, we continue on the next? Is that what the afterlife, so to speak, is to you? I have a hard time with that. I mean, I understand it. It makes sense to me, honestly. But I have a hard time with that because as a medium, I see and talk to spirits. So if they were gone on this plane permanently, how would I be able to do that? So that's where I'm stuck. So I want your opinions on that. So next week I have lots more questions to answer. If I get a chance, I'll try to do another video this week. But as I said last time, life has gotten a little bit chaotic around here lately. We have my sister-in-law is living with us now, and we absolutely love having her here. But the kids are still adjusting to a new person in the house, and we're still figuring out, sleeping arrangements, and she's, a little restless. We have a lot of family issues with my husband's side of the family. It's a long story. So we're just trying to sort everything out and adjust to our life with a new person in the house, and we're all absolutely loving it. and I'll have to force her to get in a video with me one day, totally against her will. So if you see a blonde girl bound and gagged, that's what's going on. And you know, we're just figuring stuff out one day at a time over here. So all is good in the world of Mama M and family, but that is what is holding me up lately, because we just have so many family things going on, and you know, trying to work out all of these details and help her begin life here with us, that things have gotten a little off schedule. So my event schedule coming up, if you are looking to spend some time talking to me at one of the local events, I am looking at getting a booth for the Candy Dance in Genoa, Nevada, which will be, I believe, sometime in September. Pagan Pride Day, I've been asked to do a booth there. I believe that is late July, early August. I will keep you updated on that. I will try to actually organize a calendar of events and get that up on at least the Facebook page, and if I can figure out the Google+. So stay in touch with me through Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, which you know I don't tweet a lot, Google+, Instagram, my blog, all that good stuff. I will put all of the links below the video, and you can contact me using any one of those forms if you have a question you'd like me to answer. And I look forward to hearing them, and I will talk to you soon. Don't forget Facebook drawings every Friday, and see you next week.